Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are going to talk about training camps. I am going to talk about each level of training camps, which ones are most popular, and how to efficiently get the most out of your training camps, and I'm also going to share with you what my strategy for them is. I feel like this is a common question, not just for new players, but even players who have been around a while, so I thought I'd make a video on it. Real quick though, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. So first, I'm going to display what you get out of each level of the training camp and the training cost. I am not going to talk about how much iron needed to level up each stage of training camps or how many days it takes to get to the next level. If you want to see that information, just Google Empires and Puzzles training camp and that information is easily available. So first, just going to explain the columns that's going to be in each of these slides. So in the first column, it's just the training camp level. The next is what it's called in game. The next or third column is the training cost, how much food, how many recruits, and then other resources that you're going to need. The next column is the amount of time that it will take to get the hero that you're training. The rarity column is, of course, what you're going to get out of the training. And then the last two columns are some mathematical equations for food per hour that is going to cost you, and then also food per recruit. Obviously, the lower that number is, the better. So the first training camp level is called the common level. You need 1,600 food, 5 recruits, and 1 practice sword. You would get one of these every 10 minutes, but you're only going to get a 1-star feeder. Early on in the game, this is not a bad option. At the very beginning of the game, typically you're going to have too much food that you're not going to be able to use. So this could be an option for you to be able to use that food and to be able to get some feeders to level up your heroes. At level 2, you unlock the uncommon stage. This will cost you 2,000 food, 5 recruits, and 1 adventurer's kit, or backpacks as some people call them. It will take 30 minutes to be able to get one of these heroes, and you will get a 1-star or 2-star feeder. The food per hour is 4,000 and food per recruit is 400. It might sound crazy to anybody new to the game, but this is probably the best level out of all 20 levels of the training camp because it is the lowest amount of time to be able to get a potential 2-star feeder to be able to level up your other heroes. At level 3, you unlock the fast stage. This will cost you 5,000 food, 5 recruits, and 1 practice sword. You get one of these every 2 minutes. You're only going to get a 1-star hero, and the food per hour is 150,000 food and 1,000 food per recruit. So these numbers are very high, not good value, but if you have a ton of food early on in the game, then you may want to consider doing this. Once you get to a certain point in the game, though, food is a premium. So this is definitely something you do not want to be spending your resources on. At level 4, you unlock the low cost stage. It will cost you 1,500 food, 4 recruits, and 3 hours to get a 1-star or 2-star hero. Food per hour, as you can see, is very low at 500 food per hour and 375 food per recruit. So definitely some good numbers there, and definitely something to consider early on in the game when you don't have that many recruits. This is also going to be a good opportunity for you to store food and store recruits early on at this stage. Levels 5 through 9 are pretty much exactly the same, except they are specific to different elements. So if you use level 5, you're only going to get fire heroes. If you use level 6, you're only going to get ice heroes out of it, etc. This will cost you 8,500 food, 5 recruits, 1 practice sword, and 1 adventurer's kit. It will take 1 hour to get a 1-star or 2-star hero, and the food per hour is 8,500 and food per recruit is 1,700. So if we were to go back a moment to the previous slide, this is the same exact thing as level 2, except you're getting a guaranteed color that you want. The caveat is it's going to take twice as long. It's going to take 1 hour instead of 30 minutes, and the food per hour is double on the element specific levels. As you can see, the food per hour is only 4,000 here, and if we were to go back again, it's 8,500 food per hour for levels 5 through 9. And the food per recruit is significantly higher as well at 1,700 for levels 5 through 9. It was only 400 food per recruit at level 2. So something to keep in mind. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of these levels 5 through 9s, but I know some people have used those so that they can get specific colors 4 elements. Moving on to level 10, you unlock the advanced stage. This is going to cost 105,000 food, 25 recruits, of rugged clothes, and a training manual. It will take 1 day and you will get a 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star hero. This is the first level that you have an opportunity to get something other than a 1-star or 2-star hero. This might sound great if you are brand new to the game, but I can assure you it is not. I would not waste the food, the recruits, or the time that you could be training other heroes at other levels, which would help you level up the heroes that you are trying to get leveled up faster. At level 11, we hit a huge marker here with the extra low cost stage. It costs you 1,000 food, only 2 recruits, and 2 hours to get a 1-star or 2-star hero. The food per hour is only 500 and food per recruit is only 500, so it is extremely low. This is basically the better version of level 4, where it was called the low cost stage. In that stage, you got 1 recruit every 3 hours. This one, you get 1 every 2 hours. So every day, you're going to get 4 extra recruits. At level 12 is the guaranteed rare stage. It will cost you 164,000 food, 45 recruits, 1 rugged clothes, and 1 training manual. And it will take 2 days to create a guaranteed 3-star hero. I don't know why the numbers in the food per hour and food per recruit are negative on the Empires and Puzzles wiki website. Obviously, that is off, but it is not a good value, in my opinion, for that amount of food and recruits. A guaranteed 3-star might sound nice, but 1, you're only going to get that every 2 days. And 2, these 3-star guaranteed heroes don't have the costumes in order to actually make them relevant. And if you've already got the costume, getting a duplicate is not worth leveling up, in my opinion. So this is another stage I would stay away from. It might sound fancy, it might sound nice if you're new to the game, but probably stay away from this one. You would definitely be better off using levels 11, using levels 2, even storing your recruits and storing your food in those levels. At level 13, you will unlock the elite stage. It will cost you 265,000 food, 70 recruits, 1 wooden shield, 1 leather armor, and it will cost 2 days to get a 3-star or 4-star hero. This is pretty much the same exact thing as the previous level, except you have a 5% chance to get a 4-star hero. This is also one not worth doing. Again, this is only going to happen every 2 days. That's a lot of food, a lot of recruits. I would definitely spend your resources elsewhere. I would not waste your food and recruits on this level. Levels 14, 15, 16, and then 17 and 18, which are on the next slide, are similar to levels 5 through 9 from earlier, where it's specific to a certain element, except it adds in the possibility of getting a 3-star hero. It's going to cost an entire day to train this hero, and for a possibility of a 3-star hero, again, something you definitely want to avoid. This is a waste of food and a waste of recruits. We are going to skip right to level 19. Not going to talk about levels 15 through 18 anymore. So at level 19, you unlock the extra fast stage for 5,500 food, 2 recruits, and 1 rugged clothes. You will be able to train a 1-star hero in only 1 minute. As you can see, the food per hour and food per recruit is extremely high. Definitely not something I would consider doing. If you really want 1-star feeders for some reason, just use level 1, the common stage. It's a guaranteed 1-star hero every 10 minutes, and the food per hour is only 9,600, which is still high, but definitely not as high as this level. And then at level 20, you unlock the legendary stage for 297,000 food, 100 recruits, and 1 sharpening stone. It will take you 2 days to get a 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star hero. You have a 5% chance to get a 5-star hero. The food per hour is about 6,200 and food per recruit is 2,970. So I know a lot of free-to-play people do use this stage, specifically because if they already have a Toon costume or Glass costume, or if they're just looking for heroes to feed into Soul Exchange. But these are only going to be Season 1 heroes without a costume that you get, unless if you already have the costume, obviously. So for some people, this is going to be worth it. For me, it's definitely not worth it. I don't need extra heroes for Soul Exchange. Sometimes I don't even do Soul Exchange because most of the time those heroes don't help my roster. But based off of the odds of this level 20 legendary stage, you would get a 5-star hero every 20 pulls. So that's 1 5-star hero every 40 days. based off of that 5% chance. So personally, I really don't think it's worth it. Even if you were to get one 5-star hero every 40 days at that percentage, that is a lot of 1-star and 2-star feeders that you could be training in level 2 or level 11, which is what I recommend to people. All right, so now that we've talked about all 20 levels, I want to give a little bit of a recap. The most common training camps people use are level 2, level 11, and level 20. Again, level 2 is going to give you a 1-star or 2-star hero every 30 minutes. Level 11 is going to give you a 1-star or 2-star hero every 2 hours, but that's the one that has the extremely low cost, and you do not need those adventurer kits or backpacks for that level. And level 20 is this one that we just talked about, where you have a 5% chance to get a 5-star legendary hero. I think some people use levels 5 through 9 if you have one specific hero you want to level up to get the extra experience bonus, but the food per hour is pretty high on that, so not something I would recommend personally. And then all of the other levels, I don't think people use the other levels much either, because they just don't either give enough feeders, they cost too much in food, or the likelihood of getting what you want just isn't good. The big wild card out of training camps is really if you feel like level 20 is going to be worth it for you. Again, if you are free to play, then this might be an option that you want to consider. But really, the main use for training camp level 20 is going to be if you want heroes to be able to feed into Soul Exchange so that you can get a better hero, unless if you are lucky enough to already have the Toon or Glass costume for the hero that you pull. But for me, I would rather run a different training camp to pump out more feeders to level up heroes I'm already working on. So obviously, you just got to decide what is important for you and what's going to help you the most. All right, so how do I utilize training camps, you ask? Thank you for asking. I used to use 3 of level 11 and 1 of level 2, but now that I have enough recruits, I'm able to utilize 2 of level 2 and 2 of level 11. You can see here that I've actually only leveled a couple of them up to level 11, and then one of them on the right over here is level 4. I did level that one on the left up to level 20 at the time. I did not know any better, but the top and bottom ones I use level 11 for, and the ones on the sides is what I use level 2 training camp for. This makes it so that I get 120 feeders every single day. If you were to feed all colors into an unleveled 5-star hero, then it would take about 1,260 feeders in total to max that 5-star hero. This number is based off for every 10 feeders if you get a 1-star and 2-star feeder of each color, and it does take into consideration the 20% experience bonus you get for feeding the same color for 2 of those feeders out of the 10 I just mentioned. So theoretically, with this strategy, I could max a 5-star every 10.5 days without spending anything on trainer heroes, which is why I don't spend anything on trainer heroes. If you were to mono feed or feed just the same color into that unleveled 5-star, then that number would be reduced to 1,090 feeders, with the assumption that you get the same amount of 1-star and 2-star feeders, of course. With this strategy, you could max 5-star heroes every 45.5 days, or about every 6.5 weeks. I try to mono feed so that I get the most out of my feeders, but I do go back and forth between mono feeding or feeding all colors, depending on what I'm working on, the amount of Ascension materials I have, and if I get lucky to pull a meta hero, then I am likely feeding everything into it to max that hero as soon as possible. I also end up storing feeders in a lot of scenarios in the event that I get a really good hero that I want to max quickly, but also because of lack of food reasons. I feel like I'm always short on food, so I don't even have the food right now to be able to use all of the 1,500 feeders or so that I have. As you can see, I've got 1,107 1-star and 2-star feeders in this training camp alone right now. In these other ones, I think I've got less. I've got, 59 in this one over here. The other level 2, I've got 532 feeders. And in this top one over here, I've got 24. So yeah, I've got about, 16 or 1,700 feeders right now. It's not uncommon for me to have up to 3,000 feeders stored. And I know many other seasoned players have even more than that. I usually have to time using a stockpile of feeders for when I get the giant food bundle crates from the Path of Valor or Path of Giants. If we go in here real quick and look at rewards, I think I'm coming up on a reward for that soon with the new Path of Valor. Yeah, so I need 1,560 more Valor points to be able to get these 11 giant food crate bundles. And then there's also in the Path of Giants the giant food crate bundles also, not for a little while. Yeah, I still need 9,700 to get these 15 giant food crate bundles. So when I do get those, I do typically tend to go through a stockpile of feeder heroes from my training camps. All right, I know I talked about a lot today around training camps, but I'm sure I missed something, so feel free to ask me anything in the comments. And if you want to see me do any other type of tutorial videos like this, let me know and I can add that to my list of videos to do. Let me know what you all use for your training camps, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.